is Melissa Ngamini, and I'll be letting you know about my path to becoming a data scientist. My presentation is pretty straightforward. At first, I'm going to tell you about a little bit background on myself. Then I'm going to tell you the steps that I took while I was in academia on the hunt for this data scientist position, and when I got my first corporate position at Warner Media. Lastly, I'm going to talk about what I have learned so far, and hopefully we're going to have time for questions and answers. My background is pretty strong. I have a pure mathematics degree from Morgan State University, and I got my PhD from North Carolina State University in applied mathematics. When I graduated from grad school, I guess, I went to Atlanta where I was teaching at Morehouse College for 3 years. And after that, I decided to transition into becoming a data scientist. And I've been working as a data scientist since then. And I'm currently working as a senior data scientist at ADP. Now, when I graduated grad school, one of the area that interested me the most was the area of data science. So I decided that as I was teaching, I was going to focus my research on the data science field. So when I decided to do that, I decided to do two paths to do this, in personal development and with student advisement. So when you talk about personal development, the first thing I did is that I participated in a workshop that was given by Women in Data Science, where I was able to learn a lot. And I realized that there was so much about data science that I did not know. Then when I got back to Atlanta, I decided to start a networking, and I just went on Meetup and signed up for every data science meetup possible. And then I went to most of those talks. Now, while I was talking to these different people at the meetups, I realized that data science is a vast field that I needed to have a better understanding of. So this is why I decided to take a boot camp to be able to learn about data science in a precise and concise manner. This is the option that I took for myself, and the boot camp that I did was thankful. Now, after that, as I said before, I was using student advisement. So in the math department, when a senior math student is about to graduate, they have to do a senior seminar, meaning that a research experience focused on a particular area of mathematics. So when students came to me, I decided that I was going to work on data science and machine learning project with them. So here's a list of the few projects that I worked on with students. The first one was classification with supervector machine, where we focused on the separation theorem. And the second one was classification with random forest, where we focused on almost sure convergence by Leo Bremen. Now, I also had the pleasure to be able to work with freshmen on a research experience, applied statistics research experience, which was more like the intro to data science. We focused on the Bayes rule because most of data science had to do with Bayesian statistics. Now, I was there teaching at Morehouse and enjoying my time. Unfortunately, I felt that I wasn't being challenged as much as I wanted to. This is why I decided that the next step for me will be to transition into the corporate world so that when I go back to teaching, because that's actually my ultimate goal, I will be able to now come back and be a professor that will be able to give my students very good advice if they wanted to go to the corporate world and be a data scientist. Now, when you want to get into corporate world, the first thing that you have to understand as a data scientist is that you have to build your portfolio. This is done in different steps. The first one is that you have to have interesting projects. Now, the way that I found to do this is because through my boot camp, at different time period, I was assigned to do a capstone. So those capstone were going to be the projects that I talk about with the different individual that I meet to talk about my skills. The second thing is that you have to work on your resume. Your resume is kind of like an ID card that you can send to people or hand out to people so they understand the type of data scientist you're going to be or you are currently and the skills that you have. Now, very important, you have to have a social media presence. What does that entail when you're talking about the tech world and data science? Have a GitHub account. Someone can go on your GitHub and look at it and see exactly what you have done and the skills that you bring to the table. Have a Kaggle account. There you can participate on competition. You can actually look at people who have worked on different projects or get data to work on projects that you have thought of. The third thing, which is really also very, very important, is get on LinkedIn. There you can reach out to people that are in companies that you're interested in or who have a position that is similar to the one that you want, so that they can tell you a little bit about the experience and you can then see if this is really the place for you. Now, I am mentioning Medium here because this is a place where you can read about people's experience, or you can actually blog about your own experience. I have one of my mentees who actually has a few blog posts on Medium that I absolutely enjoy reading. Now, let's say you want to be the A+ student, right? Now you can create a website where you can showcase your work. Someone will go on this website, they can click a button, they are on your GitHub account. They click another button, they are basically looking at your resume. So this portfolio is something that you're going to be building over time. The more interview you get, the more knowledge you get, the stronger and the better your portfolio gets. Now that you have this portfolio, you are ready to go on the hunt for this data scientist position. So the first thing that you have to do is continue to network. So what do you do while you're networking? I think it's very important that you have a great 30-second pitch. In 30 seconds, you will tell the person in front of you who you are as a data scientist. Also, know how to talk about your project in a fun and exhilarating manner so that people see how excited and passionate you are about the field of data science. Add everyone on LinkedIn and don't be afraid to approach people. I also think that if you have friends or colleagues who are also on this path with you to become a data scientist, you can go to events together, whether they are virtual or in person, because you can get to cheer each other on and give each other feedback. Now, you are networking, you are applying for jobs. What do you do when you get the interview? First thing that you have to do, be yourself, be confident. You want to go in a team that is going to be a place where you flourish, right? Now, everybody knows about the data science interview questions, know how to answer them. There's a lot of resources out there that have answers to those questions. Now, you're going to be going on a lot of interview, right? And not all the time they're going to say, oh, yeah, we want to hire you, right? What do you do to deal with the rejection? So one way that I find to do that is to think about each interview as training. This is just an opportunity for me to have a mock interview, basically. Every time I'm in front of someone, I'm able to just answer the question. And the more I answer the question, the better I get at answering those questions. Now, on those interviews, you are going to be asked about a project that you have worked on. How do you answer that question? The STARS method is the best way to do that. What is the situation that you faced? What the tasks were assigned to you? What action did you take? And what result do you obtain? At the end, it's always good to give a self-reflection, meaning a little bit of the insight that you have gathered by working on this particular project. Also, take notes of the question that you couldn't answer, because this question is possibly going to come back and you want to be able to answer it properly at that time. Now, at the end of your interview, it's always good to ask questions to the interviewer. While they are interviewing you, you are also interviewing them, because you want to make sure that you go to a company where you will be able to be fulfilled, happy, and have a great time working. Send thank you emails also. Now, in case the person who was interviewing pass on you, one thing that I usually do is to send them an email asking them feedback. Do they have any advice for me? Because I'm just every single time just trying to build my portfolio and gain more confidence in myself. Now you have been interviewing, getting all those feedback, and here you have your position. Here I am at Warner Media, and the one thing that happened to me was that I felt very out of place. I was actually suffering for the imposter syndrome. Many people have that at different degrees, and it's good that when you have it, you acknowledge your feelings. Now, if you want, you can share those feelings with your colleague or the people in your network. But I think the most important thing that you can do for yourself is think about visualizing your success. Think about the steps that you have to take on the project that you are given, so that you can give your manager or the person you are reporting to the deliverable that they are asking for in a timely manner. Also, find ways to seek mentors. Now, at some companies, when you get hired, you get a mentor assigned to you. If that's not the case for you, find a colleague as a mentor or also people in your network. I also recommending teaching or mentoring others because this is a good way for you to find validation for yourself. Here I am helping this other person. This means I know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this is some things that you can do while at work, but personally, I do like to do more to find more confidence and broaden my skill set. And I do this by volunteering and networking. Now, when it comes for volunteering, I've been volunteering but for this organization called Athletics. So we do their analytics and data science to help the most vulnerable communities in Atlanta. So I've been volunteering with them for the past few years. And here is a few of the projects that I've worked on with them. Now, I also volunteer with Women in Data, the Atlanta chapter, where I'm a community coordinators, and I always find ways to teach and mentor young ladies who are on this path of becoming data scientists. Now, I also want to talk about networking organizations, some networking organizations that I like and that I am a member of. So here is a few of them. As you can see here, there is a Data Science Connect. Actually, as the first time I heard about it, I've always been attending all the conferences that I could attend. I also want to mention at the end here, the Erdos Institute. So this is an institute that is mostly focused for people who are in academia. They are professors, they are master students, they are PhD students. And those people are trying to transition from the academic world to the corporate world. So I want to mention this because I wish something like that was around when I was graduating grad school, but here it is right now. And I think that if anybody is in the same case that I am, this is a good place to get more feedback. Now, you are working, you are volunteering, you are enjoying your life. I think it's very important that you set goals for yourself. What exactly do you want to accomplish with this new career? I like to create vision boards. I have vision boards for almost everything. And here's my career vision board. I like to basically look at it every week and just think about my future and visualizing it and seeing how happy I'm going to be when things here are going to happen. I also set goals at the beginning of the year. What exactly do I want to happen this year? Here is a list of the goals that I have actually decided to have this year. And here's the few ones that I've actually accomplished. As you can see, one of them was speaker at a conference. So when Amelia reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to give a talk at DSC, I was happy to accept. Now that I've told you a little bit about my journey, I just want to tell you about what I have learned so far, coming from the academic world to the corporate world. And I'm going to do that by kind of giving you the kind of differences between the two worlds. Now, when it comes to the work, in academia, we are focused in new discovery, this new theorem or this new application that we think is going to help the world, right? That's what we are focused on. In the corporate world, you are focused on new products. What is going to help my customer? What am I trying to accomplish with this product? In the academic world, you have the opportunity to be creative. So you can do research for as long as you possibly can. Only you and your advisor can stop you. In the corporate world, that's not the case. You have to work within constraint. Your product has to be delivered by a certain time, so you have this timeline to follow. Now, in the academic world, you usually own your code by yourself, while in the corporate world, many different people own the code. So I'm always happy to look at the codes of my colleague and see how they think about problems and even gain knowledge from that. Now, what are the strengths? Now, someone who is coming from academia is not going to be afraid of tackling new questions because there are people who are interested on new discovery. Someone who is the corporate world knows how to work with different stakeholders. They know how to tell them that this is the product that we need to have out because this is what's going to bring us the most revenue, right? Someone in academia knows how to work within research and design settings. Someone in the corporate world knows how to deal with different and business requirement. Like when I'm at work, as soon as we have a project in front of you, in front of us, my colleagues are always able to say, oh, this is going to be with this team. We need data from this other team and it's going to help this other team. And I'm just amazed and hoping that one day I'll be able to do the same thing. Academics are very independent because usually you work with yourself, on by yourself, under the advisement of your mentor or your advisor. And while the corporate world people are more collaborative, you working not only within your team, but with the help of other teams. So it's very collaborative. Now, since I kind of give you this background, I kind of want to give a recap of everything that I've talked about. What exactly are those steps? Before you transition, you have to pretty much know about the industry and speak to practitioner to know about this industry. Is this really the place I want to go? You have to identify the gaps. What exactly don't you have? And find ways to have the current skills that you have and see how you can transition it into this position as a data scientist. Of course, develop and showcase your skills because that's what's going to get you in the door. After you transition, I do believe that you have to continue to network because this is what's going to help you to further your career, to get ahead. Also, I love to volunteer, so I do believe that volunteering helps you to grow and broaden your skill set, while finding mentor is also great. I have a mentor currently through Women in Data, and she has been helping me a lot. I also think that you should give yourself goals so that you can scratch them and say, I have accomplished this, I've accomplished that. You know, you see yourself getting to where you want to go. Now, at the end here, I just wanted to give you a list of these references. I have my LinkedIn account here, so if you want to reach out to me, you can. I'm going to post this presentation on the channel here so that you can have it. And lastly, more networking, of course. Athletics and the Women in Data chapter have upcoming events that I will be participating in. I would love that if you want, you can come in and hear more about data science, and in this case, the word of volunteering, how is the life of a data scientist. So thank you very much. And if you have questions, let me know. I'm not even sure how long this has been. So that's that. Okay. Hi, can you hear me? I'm not sure what's happening at this point. It's been 17 minutes. Oh, valuable information. Oh, thank you. How do we join athletics? You just go on the website and you sign up for the meetup. I was supposed to send the links. Let me put them here. So you just basically go sign up for the meetups. So here, let me post the links that I mentioned. So here they are. Oh yeah, I love to talk to students. I love to talk to students. So yes, the skills that I've gained in academia that helped me succeed was that I like to do research. So whenever I have a problem in front of me, I'm not afraid. I just have to do the research, come up with the solution, and deliver it, and that's that. So I'm not afraid. That's one of the skills that I think academia gave me. So I'm not sure if there are any other questions. Oh, trying to. Oh, okay. So I just see, notes. I don't have any. Can you tell us what you currently work on? At ADP, I'm currently working on a chatbot, basically creating a topic model so that when we see a chat from a customer, we are able to say exactly what they are talking about and direct them to the correct place. So So again, thank you so much for attending this presentation. Um, I just hope you can, add me on LinkedIn, reach out to me. I love to talk to students. I love to talk to people. So how do you keep learning new technical skills while you are in your current role? Yeah, there is data camp learners, and basically if you attend Women in Data, you have access to data camp learner. They have the mentorship program. They have I think there are residency programs, so many programs there, but you have data camp, you have course eras and things like that. Of course, being in places like athletics, you can then work on projects and have people help you. Like my colleagues there always help me with Tableau because I don't know anything about Tableau. What are soft skills that we should develop? Know how to talk to people in a way that make them feel that while you may not know everything yet, you love what you are going to be doing and you will love to learn those things. So I think that's a soft skills that I think is just talk about things in passionately. I love it myself. I guess I'm very passionate, but yes. So I'm not sure if this is ending or not. I'm not really sure what's happening at this moment, but I'll post the links again just in case. Is this a question? Oh, I cannot send the same message twice. Okay. Well, LinkedIn. Then here, you just have to do it like that. Oh, thank you, Zoe. Yes, if you can want to reach out to me on LinkedIn, I'll definitely be able to talk to you more. Thank you, Julie. She's a board member for athletics, so please join us next week. We're going to be talking about volunteering for non-profit organization. Oh, thank you, Rudy. Okay, good.